every day more lives are put at risk by this ludicrous and clearly unsafe policy. Now, I mentioned it's all very well me and indeed you standing there having your opinions. For somebody, this is all too personal. I speak of Meera Naran, who's the mother of Dev Naran, an 8-year-old boy who was lost his life on a smart motorway just a couple of years ago. She joins me now. Thank you for coming on the show, Mrs. Naran. We now know that there's these people being stranded as well. What's your view of these lanes? Good morning to you.
Hi, Nick. Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
Not at all.
It's scary. It really is. I have so many messages being sent to me, and I know that there's lots of other campaigns, and the AA, they all have messages being sent to them of how people are being stranded and what they've had to do to get their family out of the car in really difficult situations. And I am scared for those families. I'm scared when I see these pictures of cars being broken down or, wrecked in accidents, where some of them have had really lucky escapes. But my heart stops every single time, and I really fear for these families.
What has the impact on your family been, Mrs. Naran?
The ripple effect it's been catastrophic. It's not just us as an immediate family that's been affected. It's just gone out quite wide in the community as well. It just continues as well. Neil's brother's been impacted. Probably Dev's brother Neil has been impacted the most. I think in all of this, the devastation is just he stopped talking, and to see that is been really difficult as a family for us to go through and see him deteriorate the way he has. He's been a sick child anyway, but this just has changed him completely.
He was a little bit older than your other son, wasn't he? 3 years older, is that correct?
No, actually only 13 months older.
13 months old, my apologies.
We had Dev shortly after Neil. And, it was hard raising both the boys. Neil was really sick, but it was a decision that we made. Going through all those years, 2 little boys, as you can imagine, and then to just lose one overnight, in that way, you don't. You can't imagine it.
No, it is utterly unimaginable. I don't know how you cope. What do we know about the circumstances of this tragedy?
Obviously, the coroner requested for Highways England to attend the inquest. It was at that point, obviously, we realised that she wanted answers from them to see what happened and to determine a bit more of some explanation of how Highways England would react to what happened with Dev, if there were any changes or just more information, statistics, the design, how it was, and that's kind of how we realised, this is a lot more than what we thought with the smart motorways, and was only really at that point. And it's since then, obviously, with the review being called, MPs being involved, the number of people that have signed petitions across the country, they're really not safe at all at the moment.
Was there a refuge anywhere near where your son was struck?
I'm not sure. I have not gone into details of what's happened. It's just too. It's too traumatic,
of course,
and to relive in any of those details of those events. We are just trying to survive. As I've said, it's the coroner that raised these questions for us, and since then we've looked at circumstance and other people and what's happened in other situations, and we've realised there's something really not right.
Yours is a very strong voice in the campaign. Thank you for coming on the radio. I read these desperately difficult circumstances, and it is only just a short time ago that you lost your son. So, Mrs. Naran, thank you, Meera Naran, who lost 8-year-old Dev in that accident on the M6. Now, the All-Party Parliamentary Group looked at the 400-mile network of 400 miles that has this system in place. There's meant to have technology that can detect when a vehicle has stopped on the hard shoulder and close the lane to other traffic. Of the 400 miles, how many of those miles do you suppose that system is in position or in place? 25. So of 400 miles that they let you and your loved one drive on, they've only had the sense, ability, money, whatever, to put it in place in 25 miles? That's a scandal. That is an utter scandal, that they allow you and your loved ones to get on the M6, to get on the M3, to possibly get on the M1, I don't know, in those circumstances.